Blades need to move away from the front of the net. Look at this here as Chizowski's going to come up from the loose puck from Bonnet. And Link's right in front. If he backs up just a little bit, Chizowski might be able to tap that puck to him if he was a little bit higher around the area where Malte scored his goal. But again, it's so easy from up here. It's so difficult down there. Things move so fast. It's so tough to see it. Paul McLean's got to be pretty happy with the effort he's seeing early on in this period, though. The Blades have come out gunning.
Wolves Tom Tilley with the puck. Off a pass from his defensive mate, Bob Nardella. They'll flip it in. Sherman carrying it off the glass. We get an offside called against Chicago. You never made it look difficult when you played. We never...
Falling's easy.
We'll pause. 16:57 to go in the third. It's 3-3 from Chicago. Blades hockey continues in just a moment.
In a world where every second counts, a quick call can make a big difference.
Cordell, I think the safety will bite on the play action.
All right. Thanks, Bob.
That's why now all calls under 30 seconds are free. Introducing Sprint Sense Anytime, where all calls are a dime a minute and calls under 30 seconds are on our dime. Call 1-800-PIN-DROP for Sprint Sense Anytime.
Thanks, Bob.
I have all the right curves in all the right places. Once you get me to the speed you like, I can stay there for as long as you like. And when the weather or terrain gets a little rough, I'm ready for a rough ride.
Hi, folks. David Approved Auto, and I got a bunch of trucks. Regular cabs, extended cabs, two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, 5 speeds and automatic, 6 cylinders and 8 cylinders, you name it, and we've probably got it. Please remember Approved Auto. We're working, folks, 5 for less.
Look at the assistant coach of the Kansas City Blades, Gary Emmons. We'll talk about him in just a moment. Blades right now into the zone. Trudell with a rocket of a shot and a pretty drop pass from Perrin, and Healy got the right arm on it to keep it out of the net as they send that puck to center ice. And Ratushny to Perrin. Perrin stood up by Nardella. Wolves just dump it back to the neutral zone where it's gathered up by James Black of Chicago. Now Black to Tilley. Tilley's pass at the referee. Black there to cover up, however. James Black has some experience in this league with Indianapolis and Kalamazoo. But right now, behind that KC net. They tap it in the corner. Tilley moving in for the point to control. Now Ratushny knocked it away from him. To the point it came. A shot there by Black. He fanned on it. Wolves still with the puck, however. Now Mulhern steps into his man and kicks it ahead for Eric Perrin. Here's Perrin. He's got Ratushny trailing the play, and a shot, and that deflected over the net. Rebound right in front. Firstweiler banging away. Shot saved. Healy and diving out. He's got the puck in the trapper for a whistle.
Healy didn't even see that initial shot from Ratushny, though, Bob. He reacted. Watch Healy. He shrugs his shoulders after the puck's gone by him. Ratushny moving in. Shot goes by Healy. Did you see him move afterwards?
Doesn't even know where it is.
No, he was screened by that sprawling defenseman. Ratushny made a great play getting it over that defenseman trying to block the shot. Heels has got to be wondering what's going on here. It was supposed to be easy coming to the defending Turner Cup champions.
Now Doty Wood right off the face-off. A quick wrister on net. Healy shuts the door. The rebound lifted off to center over Wood's head. Here comes Dan Plante for the line. Long shot. He sailed it wide. Now Jason Cerrone heading into his own corner. Lost it, but the Blades took it away again and bust out. Firstweiler right wing has Cerrone in front. The pass deflects behind the net. Doty Wood battling for control. Tied up. Firstweiler in to grab it. Now Firstweiler for Wood. Firstweiler roughed up by Featherstone, who is up and playing the puck. Up the left wing to Dan Plante. Plante across the line. LaRousse behind the defense. Drop pass. Shot. Save. Rebound off to the point. Here's Featherstone with a shot, and that missed the net. Puck loose side of the goal. Doty Wood in trying to clear it. Got it free to Firstweiler. Slammed it up the boards and over Featherstone's stick. This will be an icing call as Millimock will go back and make the touch. Well, we were talking about Gary Emmons, and of course, retiring as a player 2 years ago. Took over as the director of player personnel last year. And then when Lucien Deblois left the organization, that left the assistant coaching position open, and there he is, standing behind the bench as a tandem with Paul McLean. And of course, Gary told me he wouldn't be nervous at all about the early goings as a coach. No, not nervous at all. There's the scorecard from the game Saturday at Michigan. Late in the game, there's what happened. Those are the imprints of Gary Emmons' teeth.
Little Jerry Tartanian type bite marks. Maybe he thought it was a towel. That was a nail biter. Well, he doesn't like to bite his nails, so he bit his scorecard.
He said it was a close call around the KC net, and he just decided to take a chomp out of that scorecard.
That's kind of like the Lewinsky dress. Who kept that? God, get rid of that thing.
Play right now at center. We're 3-3, 14:37 left.
Oh, Chizowski just hammered him. And here comes LaPuma after Chizowski.
LaPuma and Kravich, and now Ling jumps into the pile.
Wow, who was that? Was that Goslin?
Now we got LaPuma.
Goslin, I think, gave Chiz a little shot in the back of the knee as they were both going after the puck. And Chizowski just ripped his head off. He gave him a shot with his glove and a little bit of his shaft of his stick. And Goslin's still down.
Well, that is Steve Goslin. Hello.
Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Watch Goslin here. He's going to give him a little bit of a shot.
Oh, did he ever? Chizowski's not happy about it.
Well, that's garbage, too. Healy's playing the puck. There's no need, but I think there's a little payback. That's great to see, too, because Goslin's that type of player. You love to see him get a shot in the head.
Well,
Goslin probably playing at about 250 right now because he's playing with LaPuma. LaPuma, of course, very tough character.
Now you need to explain yourself to people playing at 250.
Well, playing at 250 pounds, even though he's probably about 5'10", 165, wet. If he took a good drink of tomato juice right now, he'd look like a thermometer.
Well, Steve Goslin was a member of that Turner Cup championship team here a year ago, and I'll tell you, here's another visual for you, just to give you an idea of how much the Wolves have landed themselves on the map here in Chicago. There's a look at the cover of this latest issue of the Chicago Visitors Guide. And now we'll take a look inside. There you see Chicago's other set of 1998 champions, the Chicago Wolves, and goes on to talk about them. And oh, by the way, there's another team here in Chicago you can follow named the Blackhawks.
They should bring Bobby Hull's number and hang it up here.
Well, they got a lot of sorting out to do here. And whether or not, I don't think Jay Jacobs saw what Chizowski did to Goslin, Kenny, so this is one of those situations where he may look for assistance from one of the two linesmen.
I don't know if the linesman saw it either, Bob. They were skating up the ice. It was a pretty good shot by Chizowski.
Announcing the winner of the...
Well, they're still out in front of the scorer's table, so no doubt this will not be a easy situation to try and resolve, but there are two blades in the penalty box, and as it stands right now, only one Chicago Wolf. Malte and Ratushny now talking it over with referee Jay Jacobs. Here we see Ratushny with the C.
I think we may have a double minor on Chizowski, or either that they're chumming him up like he might be gone.
Now there's a 5 and a major on Chizowski. Kenny, that's up on the board right now, and that's going to mean he's gone. And that's not good for the Blades because Chizowski is without a doubt having the best of his games thus far. He certainly has played far superior to the way he played over the weekend. Not to say he didn't play poorly over the weekend, but he has been maybe the most noticeable player on the ice here tonight, or at least one of them.
Well, and he's done a great job of hustling away from the play, too. Not only has he chipped in for 2 goals, but his play away from the puck has been very, very, very strong. And that's what you need from a player like Chiz. I mean, he's only 27 years old, yet this guy he's entering his 10th year of professional hockey. And a lot of people forget that he was 2nd overall, first-round draft pick of New York Islanders, and thrown to the fire, much like some of the younger players over the years that have come up through the ranks at 18 years old and tried to make it in the
5
NHL.
minutes for cross-checking and a game misconduct.
Well, there you hear it, a 5 and a major for cross-checking.
Number 17.
Well, you know what? I don't agree with that because if we get another shot at this, he gave him a
for being the third
heck of a shot in the side of the head, but it was with his glove. It wasn't with the shaft of his stick. Just because the guy's helmet falls off doesn't mean he cross-checked him. Take a look here. The play's going away, and Goslin gives him a shot, knocks him into the boards. That's the first cheap one. But coming back up the ice, Chiz is going to get him. He's hanging onto his stick, but That's all glove.
Well, that's not a cross-check. You're
No,
right.
it's all glove.
And what about Dave Kravich now, Kenny? He gets absolutely no penalties out of this. He's the first guy to go after Chizowski, and he's got a glove off here, as we can see.
Well, that's another crappy call, too, on Ling, you know, because Kravich comes in, LaPuma comes in, Chiz has two guys on his back, and Ling just takes one of them. He gets a third man in. That's a terrible call.
So Kravich and LaPuma jump Chizowski, and Ling gets the third man in, and he's gone. So the Blades lose Chizowski and Ling, plus get a 5-minute major. So in 2 minutes, the only penalty to Chicago is a minor for roughing on LaPuma. In 2 minutes, the Wolves are going to have 3 minutes of power play time.
I think they could have handled that one just a little bit different, but I don't know if they could send the tape in. There probably won't be another suspension for Chizowski in the next game, but if there was, I think they'd have an argument sending the tape in and saying that was all glove, no stick involved.
Well, the play finally back underway, so for 2 minutes the teams will go far as four-side as Mulhern runs into his teammate. Sherman is center ice. Both of them went to the ice, but Mulhern got back up to play the puck, and now the Blades will send it into that Chicago zone. 14-12 left in the third period. The game tied at 3. Here comes Barb Nardella across the Blades line, and the pass for Tilley went bouncing back to the Chicago zone. Well, Tilley retrieves, chased by Eric Perrin. He'll head back behind his own net. On left wing to Nardella. Nardella rink wide of the mark for Guy LaRose. LaRose a pass knocked down by Perrin at center ice. Now the Wolves up with it again. Gosselin will send it into the Kansas City zone. We're back to get it is Rocky Welsing. Welsing ahead to Eric Perrin. Perrin turns and golfs it into the Wolves end. Featherstone will play it. Still 55 seconds to go in the Chicago minor. When that one is up to LaPuma, Wolves will have 3 minutes of power play time. Now here comes Welsing for Kansas City. Into the zone he goes. Right side Bonin. Bonin hit by Featherstone. They pin the puck along the boards, but Pearson moves in to jab it free. And Marinucci will wheel it back behind his net to Gosselin.
Blades are going to have to be careful here, Bob. They're going to have to change quickly and turn them over so nobody gets tired. With Ling out of the game and Chizowski, that shortens their bench by quite a bit.
Now Kansas City's Bonin for Bilodeau on the far side, deep in his own end. Bilodeau sends it along the near side to Eric Rude. He lost it, has to go after it. Now behind the net, tied up. Wolves take it away, but in goes Ferschweiler to play it. 8 seconds left in the LaPuma penalty. Ferschweiler clears it up the boards and back into Chicago territory. LaPuma back on. Wolves now with 3 minutes of power play time. Here comes Pearson to the zone. Stepped around Bilodeau. Cerrone whacking at him. He works into the goal mouth and dumped to the ice. Pearson not getting up. He just lays there, taking a beating from Lim right now. Wolves with the puck. Malte turns, shot hit the goal post. Blades clear to the line, not out. Nardella shot hit the post again. And the puck sent to the line once more, not out of the zone. Boy, how many times you see that? Now Malte rips a shot wide. Well, at point, Gosselin held it in, wheels it down low. Bilodeau in behind his own net, just flips it up over the glass and out of play, and that's a smart effort on the part of Brent Bilodeau. And we'll get a face-off in the Kansas City zone. Boy, back-to-back goalposts in the span of, what, 5 seconds, Kenny, in the same fight.
Well, the Steel Gods are with Patrick Lalline tonight, and that's maybe just what the Blades need. That's demoralizing when Maltes turns and wheels and fires such a shot like that right off the left post. Not only did it hit the post, but it went right to a blade so that they could get that puck out, but it came up for a second shot right off the post.
Bob Nardella at the point. Winds the puck behind the net. LaRouche battling, can't handle it. Boy, he's rocked up against the boards by Sherman, and they'll pin the puck there, and we'll get another face-off to the right of the Kansas City net.
That's the difference again, Bob. These young guys, they don't really care, you know. Some of these guys like LaRose have a little time in the NHL, and veteran players. That's going to be the difference in this Blades team this year. He could care less if LaRose played in the NHL. He's going to run his face into the boards anyways. Watch this. Hello. Welcome to the IHL.
A lot of referees would have called that too, wouldn't they?
That's a little bit of a hit from behind, but when you're down by 1, it's got to, I think there has to be a little blood on the glass before they'll put you down by 2 on a 5-on-3.
In other words, a scene out of Slapshot.
Don't ask, don't tell.
At center, here's Malte with a puck into the zone. And we're going to get a penalty against Chicago. Tripping away from the puck, Ratushny was dumped. And that is going to wipe out the remainder of the Chicago power play, which had 1 minute and 56 seconds to run as Dan Plant is going off.
Yeah, that wasn't a very smart play by Plant there. 3 minutes of power play and effectively negate it now. Matter of fact, the Blades will have a power play for 4 seconds. Really no need to do that. Malte's had full head of steam, and they didn't have to interfere with Ratushny, but he did.
So now 4 aside they go again as Cerrone flipped the puck through the goal mouth. Firstweiler to play it. Off to the point. Sherbin trying to send it back into Firstweiler. Intercepted. Here comes Nardella the other way. Now Bob Nardella shot it in the right wing corner. Cerrone will go back to get it. Gave it away as LaRousse took it away. Right in front of Malte. A backhand shot, and Lalime down to close the pads on him. Now Cerrone at center ice. Shot it into the Wolves zone with 10:58 to go. Third period. 3-3 our score coming your way on the Blades Radio Network and Metro Sports Television from Rosemont Horizon in Chicago. Again, Friday night, Blades home opener against Houston. Now the Blades have a break. Mulhern ahead of the play, but Perrin lost the puck, and Featherstone will pick it up and lift it into the Kansas City end.
That linesman's been getting in everybody's way here tonight, Bob. He's knocked down by Maltese early in the first period. He just did an effective defending job against Eric Perrin on that one.
And the Blades had at worst a 3-on-2, Kenny. Now here's Mulhern taking a pass and a shot. Deflects over top of the net. Right wing corner, Thomas Gronman, who likes to step up into the play. Held it in there for a moment, but Featherstone comes out with it. Now 34 seconds to go in the Kansas City penalty. 38 seconds remain in the Wolves minor. As Guy LaRose now spins in his own end, gives the puck to Featherstone, back to LaRose across the line. Tried to step around Sherbin, can't. Puck behind the KC net. Now LaRose knocked it down with a glove, plays it with the stick and a pass into the slot, intercepted by Bonin. Bonin a feed to Doty Wood, and they call it 2 lines.
Boy.
That will bring a halt to the play. 9:47 to go. It's tied at 3, and from the Rosemont in Chicago, we'll be back as the planes roar overhead here on Metro Sports and the Blades Radio Network.
Quick. Name the largest unmanaged expense in your business. Stumped? Here's a hint. We designed a company from the ground up to help drive down your travel costs and make your business more efficient. What exactly are you getting for those service fees your travel agent's charging you? It could be solutions to escalating travel costs, tools to help you manage your business travel, and innovative strategies to help you retain and attract employees. Or maybe not.
In my business, I can tear about anything, but I can't tear up a Bobcat.
KC Bobcat of Olathe, rental department now open from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Bob Kaiser Fan Club back live at the Rosemont Horizon.
I'll bet he saw the very first Blackhawk game.
I think he's from Flint, too. Hey, that puck's in plane. Eddie had a great idea down in the truck. We can solve that problem with pucks, planes, and parachutes. You, too, can go to Flint, Michigan.
You do not want a parachute into Flint, Michigan. You probably would never land.
Not at night, anyways.
No. Operator standing by the way. 842-5233, the number if you want more information on pucks and planes. The Blades' new innovative season ticket package. You get a free round-trip ticket for the purchase of a lower-level season ticket.
Well, Blades need to keep it going here, though, Bob. They need to keep the momentum. They've killed off that 5-minute penalty to Chizowski, and now they have to regain the momentum for the rest of this period.
Now the puck behind the Chicago net. Blades tap it free. Trudell trying to jam it down low. Wolves take it away, and Berglund will feed it rink wide. Or a pass by the Wolves is picked off, and Brian Bonin trying to shoot it in, put it right into the Chicago bench. With 9:08 left in this, the third period, we're still tied at 3. Chizowski with a pair of goals, but he's gone now. And a game misconduct, as is his teammate David Ling. John Guy Trudel has the other goal for Kansas City. And we understand Dodie Wood's been given a 10-minute misconduct. I did not see what brought that about, Kenny, nor did I even see the call.
How could he have gotten it if he had a game misconduct? You come back out towards the ice. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Chizowski.
Thinking of Ling and Chizowski.
Yeah. Hello. 7:47 just flew by. Sorry, momentary distraction.
You were caught in its jet wash. Now they play into the Chicago zone. Heavy collision into the netminder. Healy is. And guess who was in that one again, Kenny?
Pat Ferschweiler.
Pat Ferschweiler.
Sacrificing the body.
Mr. Kamikaze, that guy.
Going hard to the net here. Fersch had a legitimate chance here to knock this in the net, though. One of the other keys there, too, though, Bob, is Nardella and Tilly. Those two guys are probably the most skilled pairing that Chicago has. And, you know, they're both great players, but in fairness to them, they really haven't shown it tonight, and especially Nardella. I think he's been frustrated a couple times in the power play where he's carried it in low and tried to work it back to the point. Matter of fact, on the last power play, he lifted a nice pass back to Tom Tilly about 3 feet off the ice. Proceeded to slam his stick over against the glass. So those two are struggling just a little bit.
Shots even in the third, 4 apiece. 34-26 for the game in favor of Kansas City. 3-3 our score. Wolves with a puck, center ice. Gosselin a long shot, went deflecting over top of the net. Dave Kravich after it, right wing corner. Bump, bounces free, puck loose now to Pearson near corner. Scott Pearson put it back behind the goal to Kravich. He's being worked over by Eric Rude, or Welsing, that is. Now the puck free. Welsing taken down by Kravich, but got the pass free with the glove hand for Trudel. Now to Gronman, on to Mulhern across the line. Good move, but he was bumped by Gosselin. Now Mulhern tripped Gosselin as he flipped the puck into the Kansas City zone. Wolves trying to venture out in front. Look out, they do. Black right in with a shot, and Lalime down to smother that in the midsection and hold on. Face-off coming up in the Kansas City zone. We're still tied at 3. From Chicago, we'll continue with IHL action on Metro Sports and the Blades Radio Network after this.
When you're the beer man, playing in pain comes with the territory. But a few nagging injuries won't stop me from delivering cold Coors Light.
Hey, beer man.
95 is what the doctor called pop-top finger. But I kept cracking open that Rocky Mountain refreshment. 96 was a wicked case of beer elbow. But the fans wanted a frost-brewed beer, and they got it. Knock the beer man out of the game? Well, that would take something really serious. Coors Light? Yeah, you want it. Coors Light!
Sonic is a proud sponsor of high school sports on Metro Sports.
There's the coach, Antigonish, Nova Scotia.
Well, any more 10-minute misconducts, and Mac's going to be doing the Russian coaching. He'll be in front of the bench. The bench is looking a little sparse.
Blades have lost. Wood, Ling, Chizowski for the game. As the play back underway. And Kansas City with a puck. Here's Brendan Urema through the neutral zone. Cross the line, lost it. Cerrone follows up and a shot hit his skate and deflects to the near side where Steve Malte romps the other way. He busted across that line. Good play by Eric Rude to tap the puck away from him. Now Lalime out of his net, threw it back into traffic behind the goal. Rude tapped it into the corner. LaRouche moves in to play it. Now Steve LaRouche left it in that corner. Malte hit by Cerrone, tries to break free. Cerrone dumped him, but he got a pass free. The feed out in front broken up, and Urema now will turn and clear the puck to center ice. as Nardella steps right back in across the line. He's got LaRouche in front instead of rink wide pass intercepted, and Jason Cerrone's on the move. Now Cerrone sends it through to Ferschweiler. He'll tap it in, and Tilly stepped in front of him as Mulhern races in after the puck. Wolves, however, have it and shoot it all the way down. It will be an icing call as Trevor Sherman goes back to touch it with 6:52 to go in the third period. And a look at a rather downsized, downscaled Blades bench.
Kind of looks like front of David Ling's mouth. There's a few spaces missing there. Kind of had the hockey player look, didn't he, in that interview in the second intermission?
We got a few of those this year.
Fill it over. A few guys missing a few chicklets.
Chizowski, Ferschweiler. Play now underway. Chicago steering the puck to center ice. Mulhern tied up by Berglund. Puck came free were Glenn Featherstone, ex-St. Louis Blue, amongst others. Will play the puck into the Blades end. Kansas City flipping it to the neutral zone, and the Wolves return it right back into Blades territory. Now Ratushny run into by Berglund. Blades up with the puck, and they march back. Trudell in across the line. He's got Eric Perrin with him. Gives Perrin the puck, and he'll fire a shot. It didn't get much on it. It kind of fluttered off the end of his stick. Now it rolls back behind the goal where Perrin ties up his man and goes Mulhern to play the puck. Now we got a penalty coming up, and I think it's going against Chicago for holding, and indeed it is. And the Blades are going to have a power play with 6:05 left in regulation time.
Perrin was trying to get his stick free there, Bob, and Millimuck had a good hold of it. Good thing he did, though. Perrin would have been off to the races and tried to stuff on the side. Perrin does a good job of getting his body in the way. Watch here behind the net. Gets his body in the way and frees that puck up. As he tries to pull away, you see Millimuck has a good hold of his stick, and that's the call.
And Perrin quickly looked at the referee who was standing right there, and he had to make that call. So the ex-Quebec, the foul in the penalty box.
That's a big power play for the Blades. You need to get some shots and try and bang home a rebound.
Good job off the draw by James Black, who sent it right between the two-point men out to the Blades line, where Cerrone takes a pass on the right wing, cranks it into the Chicago zone. Gosselin up with it, can't clear it. Left point held in, Gronman. Now Thomas Gronman flipped it in behind the goal, where it's controlled by Bonin. Ryan Bonin works it off to the near side, pulls up to have a look. 5:40 left regulation. Here's a shot by Gronman. That deflects high and wide. Near corner, they battle for the puck. Bonin tapped it free to Cerrone. Cerrone near corner to Bonin. Now Bonin takes a look to the point. Ratushny with a drive and a save. A rebound cleared back to the point. Ratushny there to play it. Now for Bonin. Bonin hit from behind. Still has the puck. A clearing attempt once more held in. Good play by Ratushny. Now for Brian Bonin. Off to the point to Thomas Gronman. Poke checked away. Now Gronman upended LaRose. Fans looking for a call. LaRose really embellished that. That's probably the reason the call wasn't made. 57 seconds to go in the Blades power play. Here's Gronman, a nifty little movement across the line for Mulhern, but he couldn't hold the puck, and Chicago lifts it up over the glass and out of play. And we'll get a face-off to the right of goaltender Glenn Healy with still 49 seconds to go in the Blades power play.
Well, the guys did a great job moving the puck around, though, in front. I'll tell you what, Pash Ferschweiler got a heck of a shot in the side of the head from our buddy Goslin, much the same way as Goslin received one from Chizowski, but there was no call. I think Jay Jacobs is trying to keep things even Steven here.
And we're going to have a timeout call that appears with 4:54 to go.
John.
So I'm not sure what this is all about. Kind of an interesting time to call timeout. But we'll have a draw coming up to the right of the Kansas City net. It's the Blades who called the timeout here, Kenny.
It was the Blades. See, Matt Shaw pulled together all the Chicago Wolves and trying to get them to react a little better on the PK, but see Paul McLean. Paul McLean's trying to get these guys going and moving that puck around the perimeter and getting some shots. but you can see it for yourself at the home opener.
At the home of the Blades, Kemper Arena, Friday night. Houston Aeros provide the opposition for games Friday and Saturday, but Friday, of course, right now the focus. Well, short of the last 4:54 of this one. The famous chicken will be there, a pyrotechnic show before the game, 10,000 magnetic schedules, and what will be a great hockey game. Season number 9, the home portion of it, commencing Friday night. Now the Blades winning the important draw. Here's Grumman at the point. The shots. Healy with the save. Mulhern in front looking for a tip and went right through to Healy, and he'll hold on. So 44 seconds to go in the Kansas City man advantage.
Well, you talked about Houston, Bob, and already they have 3 of the top 4 players in the league in terms of points. Brian Wiseman with 6 points. Cam Stewart with 5 already in just 3 games. And pulling up in 4th place is Sean Pronger. So that line is really lighting it up, as well as Jeff Christian, who has 4 points.
Now Ratushny from the point, let a shot go, deflecting to the near corner. Perrin tapped it back to Ratushny. Now for Trudell, he turned a shot. He's trying to fight a rolling puck there. Wolves flip it up the boards, and out to center it's going to go. So Ratushny to grab it with 23 seconds remaining in the power play. Now Grumman heading back into his own end, chased there by Marinucci, spins free, and Grumman will leg it left to right. And across the line he goes, high slot, jam the puck side of the net after himself. Now feeds it near corner to Eric Perrin. Perrin behind that net for Jean-Guy Trudell. Here's Trudell, top of the right wing circle, lets it go, blocked. We got another penalty coming up to Chicago here.
Featherstone, Bob, he just hammered somebody in front of the net.
It was Mulhern, I think, Kenny.
Boy, he gave him the cross check. That one could be 4. Mulhern can get his nose to bleed.
If it isn't already. All right, let's break. 4:04 to go. Another power play and a chance for the Blades to break this 3-3 tie here in the Windy City.
Keep the change.
Enjoy your flight.
Buy your Blades Hockey lower level season ticket and get a free round trip to one of 18 cities coast to coast. Our Pucks and Planes offer will put a smile on your face. Call 84-BLADE today to get your hockey season off to a flying start and have an ice day.
Hi, I'm Pella McDaniels. Join me on the line.
Only Metro Sports puts you on the line every Tuesday at the Great Mall of the Great Plains.
My friends will be here to answer your questions, sign autographs, and talk about the next Chiefs game.
Be at the Great Mall of the Great Plains Tuesdays at 7 p.m. as On the Line is taped before a live audience. And watch for showtimes Wednesdays at 7 and 10 p.m. and Saturdays at 5.
That's On the Line with me, Pella McDaniels.
Back again now in Chicago, play underway. Blades with the puck in their second consecutive power play, 4th of the game. They're 1 of 3. Now Rude shot the puck into the far corner. Blades tap it behind the net. Up with it, Pat Ferschweiler. Now for Cerrone, it handcuffed him. He'll try and pick it up. Can't. Wolves flip it up the boards. Not out. Eric Rude held it in. Now to Bonin. Bonin to Cerrone. Now back to Brian Bonin. Bonin down low to Cerrone. He can just walk right in front. Shot. He scores! Jason Cerrone went upstairs with it, and the Blades with a power play goal, 2 of 4. Let's get a look at a smiling Gary Emmons behind the bench, and Kansas City has a 4-3 lead.
Oh, what a play by Cerrone. He faked the shot. This was just a subtle move, but it was enough to pull Healy off the short side post, and John Anderson is just livid. He's screaming at Jay Jacobs on that call. I don't know what he's got to argue about, though. It was definitely a cross-check to Mulhern's face in front of the net, but take a look at this replay. Jason Cerrone is going to get a nice pass down and low, and he's going to look over just enough to pull Healy off the short side, top shelf, over the left shoulder of Healy.
So the Blades looking for their first win on this young season, up 4-3 against one of the preseason favorites.
Well, not only is that Jason's first goal of the season, and very importantly,
another penalty coming up against Chicago. Kenny, they've just completely lost all composure here as Pearson just walloped Trudell in the back of the head.
Well, this is going to cost them, too. The Blades need to keep things going here if they can make them pay for all these penalties. But what I was going to mention quick, Bob, was that Jason Cerrone's go-ahead goal I believe, is his 300th professional point. So that's a big goal for Jason Cerrone. He really hasn't been playing that long to have 300 professional points. So congratulations to Jason Cerrone.
Indeed it is, number 300.
He's a great player. I love the way Jason Cerrone plays. You know, and he's the type of guy, Bob, we talked about Malte not making it to the NHL. Well, a guy like Jason Cerrone has a better chance, believe it or not, of making it to the NHL than a Malte. Because you don't need those goal scorers. You don't need the first and second line guys in the NHL. You need a third or fourth line guy that's going to get his nose dirty, that's going to kill penalties, and that's going to play tough and get you the odd goal when you need him.
And he was getting a pretty good look from a number of NHL teams during last season, Kenny, because he, without a doubt, had his best season as a pro in a Blades uniform last year.
As well he should. He played great all last year.
Another one of those deals, a miracle deals that Doug Sotard pulled off a couple of years ago. The Blades picked him up from Long Beach. There's the puck right now in the right wing corner. Jeff Circa was the guy that was dealt away in that trade. Now the Blades on the power play again. Here's Gronman feeding Trudell. The Blades can really put some icing on the cake if they can pop one in here. 2:17 to go in regulation. Here's a shot by Gronman that deflected right to the stick of Tim Berglund. Now Berglund shorthanded heading in across the Blades line. Stood up on a good play by Gronman. The Blades Ratusny in to grab the puck. Circles his net. Taken down by LaRouche. Tapped it ahead to Ferschweiler. Ferschweiler drops it back into his zone. Zone to Gronman. 55 seconds left in the power play. Now a feed to Bonin. Glanced off his skate behind the Chicago net. Blades poke it into the near corner. Cerrone, right point, Eric Rude. His shot hit traffic. Now Cerrone trying to fight off a check. Did, but the Wolves move in and poke the puck free to center. Now Rude gave it up to Malte. Malte heading in across that line. He's taken hard to the boards by Rude. They got the puck loose. Featherstone took a shot blocked. Blades up for the puck. Can't clear it. Now Tilley trying to work in. It came free to Malte with a shot, and that deflects just wide. Now Malte down on the ice trying to send it out in front. Cerrone knocked it away. Blades feed it around near side. Not out. Now a shot by Featherstone broken up. Finally, Kansas City with the power play will move back. Only 8 seconds left in the man advantage. Here's Bonin dropping it off far side. Ferschweiler turn shot deflected on net, and Healy closes the door, holds on with but 2 seconds remaining. Boy, the Wolves with some pretty good pressure, Kenny, while playing short-handed.
Well, the Blades did a good job, though, picking them up. Short of coverage on the points, they did a great job down low and picking up Malte. Malte's just livid. He's been screaming at the referee. Jason Cerrone's done a great job of not only covering him on this penalty kill situation, but on the 5-on-5 situations. He's been matched up with him. Bilodeau has been matched up. Rude has been matched up, and those guys have hammered that line and really frustrated.
Penalty over to Pearson, who's out of the penalty box, runs right into the linesman as the puck is into the Kansas City zone with 54 seconds left. We'll be watching for Healy to come off. He's still deep in his net. Not sure what that's all about. The Blades will turn and clear it into the Chicago zone. Trudell racing after it along with Nardella. 41 seconds to go. 4-3 Blades lead it. Mulhern, right wing corner, tied up. In goes Black to play the puck. There goes Healy to the bench. Extra attacker on. Black to the line, but a great play by Eric Perrin. He shoved, who was that, LaRose, and across the line and forces offside against Chicago with 31.4 seconds left.
Headsy play by the young player. Perrin just made it look like he was going backwards and intentionally ran into LaRose to knock his left foot off the ice and forcing him offside. And that's going to force Healy probably to stay right at the top of the circles. I don't know if they're going to pull him right now or not. 31 seconds, that's kind of a tough decision. It looks like Chicago may be calling a timeout, Bob.
And indeed, they will head over to confer with John Anderson, the second-year head coach of the Chicago Wolves. Our next televised game coming up this Saturday when the Blades host Houston. 2-game set between Kansas City and the Houston Aeros as the Blades again debut their home portion of the schedule this coming weekend. Friday night game 1, Saturday game 2. And we'll have it for you on Metro Sports.
It's going to be a good series.
Good test early on.
Speaking of tests, I'm sure Paul McLean's telling these guys to look out for the wide one. Malte's set up way on the left side of the ice, out of the pitcher at the bottom of your screen. If they can win the draw, they're going to hammer it down low over to him.
And the pass indeed to Malte, who shot it in. Grunman with it for Kansas City, scooped it up the boards. Malte took it away, launched it toward the net, hit a Wolf teammate. It rolls behind the goal, and the Blades are down on top of it, drawing a stop and play with 17.5 seconds to go. Well, quite a tribute to this Blades team, Kenny, to break a 3-3 tie. During the last 10 minutes, they've been playing without Chizowski, Ling, and Wood, three rather key members of this club.
Well, there's a key right there. Jason Cerrone, I'm sure, is going to be taking this draw. This is his bread and butter. He's going to be on his backhand here, so that's a good situation as well, that he can either go forward with this, which is going to force... Look at Chicago. They're leaving. You get a wide shot of this, they're going to leave. Well, Malte has moved up to that point situation there, so Cerrone can pull it backwards now.
But the Wolves in control. The puck on the draw to the left point. Here's Malte. Malte waits, now lets it go. Blocked in front. Cerrone's got the puck and clears it. And that'll about do it. 7 seconds to go. One last shot at it. Tilly, rink-wide pass, broken up at the line. And this one is over, and the Blades are into the win column. They have played 3 very solid games and get a deserving win here at Rosemont Horizon tonight against the defending Turner Cup champs, and they extend their winning ways in this building, Kenny, to 4 in a row dating back to last season. The Blades 3-0-1 here in their last 4, and there's a couple of smiling bench bosses.
Especially that designated power play coach. Look at him. He's got an ear-to-ear grin going there.
Well, Max, tell him the only reason we won this game, Emmer, is because of your power play.
Well, these guys played great tonight. Hopefully, as we've been touting all night long, Bob, the people back home saw the enthusiasm that they're going to enjoy all season long from this come-from-behind team.
There's a look at all the new faces, and one covered up the gold mask of Patrick Lalime, who backstops the Blades to a 4-3 conquest of the Wolves in Chicago. And there's a peek at Brian Bonin. Those of you watching on Metro Sports. Let's take a break. We'll come back and wrap this one up from Chicago. The Blades knock off the Wolves by a score of 4-3.
It's a quality of life. It's people taking care of you. People who'll be there for you when you need them to.
Shawnee Mission Health System, when it's time to feel good.
When it's time to feel good.
Fresh. Friendly. Fun. Low prices all day, every day. With over 19 locations, there's a Kansas City Metro Hy-Vee near you.
Kansas City Blades Hockey is brought to you by the employee-owned Hy-Vee food stores, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. By Coors Light, frost brewed to capture a cold, refreshing taste. Pick some up wherever you buy beer and tap the Rockies. By Sprint, with long-distance internet and data services, we connect you to our world. By iTravel, with innovative travel services and solutions, iTravel is the way smart businesses travel. By AMC Theaters, changing the way Kansas City sees movies. By St. Luke's Shawnee Mission Health System, when it's time to feel good. And by the Kansas City Star. Take the Star into your life today. Well, you cannot help but be jazzed up about this team, Kenny. I talked about it in the 2 games on the radio from Grand Rapids and Kalamazoo over the weekend. We knew going in this was going to be an exciting, entertaining team, and man, oh man, oh man, I tell you, after 3 games, I'm even more fired up now than I've been in a long time. As Jason Cerrone at 16:37, a power play goal. The power play scores twice tonight. That was the goal that broke a 3-3 tie and propels the Blades to a 4-3 win.
Big stat, 2 for 5 on the power play there, but Chizowski had a great game. Little Gordie Howe hat trick, 2 goals, and a helmet knocked off the head of Goslin.
Wow, and almost the head with it. There's the shots, 38-28 for the game in favor of Kansas City, so they almost equal their league-leading average shots on net of 41. And here's a look at that, the difference in the hockey game, Kenny.
Well, a great shot by Jason Cerrone, just enough to get it off the shoulder of Healy, but you could see that Blades player breaking in off the short side, just enough to pull Healy off the net. Cerrone just pots it right where it needs to be, top left corner.
So the Blades have the victory. They will go home now for their Friday Kemper Arena debut. 1 win, 2 losses, but 3 very solid and entertaining performances. And come on out and see this team firsthand. We'll come back and talk about that and wrap this one up. The final again, the Wolves 4, or the Blades 4 and the Wolves 3 from Chicago. Blades hockey and the postgame show continues after this.
You're about to enter a whole new world of entertainment at AMC Theater. Love seat style stadium seating, Sony dynamic digital sound, huge wall-to-wall screens. So get ready to enjoy the show like you never have before. AMC Theaters, changing the way you see movies.
In a world where every second counts, a quick call can make a big difference.
Cordell, I think the safety will bite on the play action.
All right. Thanks, Bob.
That's why now all calls under 30 seconds are free. Introducing Sprint Sense Anytime, where all calls are a dime a minute and calls under 30 seconds are on our dime. Call 1-800-PIN-DROP for Sprint Sense Anytime.
Thanks, Bob.
Well, the only game played in the IHL tonight goes the way of the Kansas City Blades, 4-3 over the Chicago Wolves. The Blades into the win column for the first time this year, now head home. In the NHL, a couple of games. The Islanders were leading Tampa Bay 1-0 midway into the third. Pittsburgh at the end of 2 had a 1-0 advantage at New Jersey.
Yeah, but the bank came in and took the goal back, so it's really 0-0 right now.
All right, this Friday night at Kemper Arena, the Blades and Houston Aeros will help debut the home portion of the Blades 41 game schedule on Kemper Arena ice. 7:35 the face-off. The famous chicken will be there. We hope lots of fans will be there. This brand new Blades team and their new uniforms will be there. We'll be there to have the game on radio, but come on down and be a part of all the opening night festivities. And then Saturday night, the same 2 teams, the Blades and the Aeros. 4-game homestand for Kansas City Saturday. The game will be here on Metro Sports, game 2 of our 14-game television package. And of course, you can also follow the Blades on your radio, home away from home. Talk Radio 710 KCMO and the Blades Radio Network at KDKD in Clinton and KOKO in Warrensburg. We hope that all of you down in that region enjoyed Blades hockey tonight, and we certainly enjoyed bringing it to you. And Kenny, meetings, the second of 4 here at Kemper Arena. Blades will embark on their annual November road trip, and will begin that at Houston in early November. Kansas City Blades goaltender, as I mentioned, Kenny, just arrived here yesterday on loan from the Pittsburgh Penguins, John Sebastian Aubin.
Well, he looked pretty good in warm-up, Bob. Obviously, we haven't seen very much of Aubin, but we're going to have to critique him tonight and try and build him up a little bit. He looks like a pretty good goaltender. Just his presence in the net is impressive. The way he carried himself in warm-up, and again, how he steers his rebounds and how things are going for him. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess.
There's a look at Dave Tippett. Up-and-comer in the coaching ranks, Kenny. A lot of people consider him to be a future National Hockey Leaguer. He played in the NHL a number of years, mainly with Philadelphia.
Well, he's a student of the game. You know, he's won almost at every level he's ever been at. So we get an offside whistle in the neutral zone. But Tippett won an NCAA championship with North Dakota, went on to the Olympic teams. And there's another guy that played national hockey for his country. He was involved in an Olympic team, Paul McLean. And I think he's probably had a little talk with his players tonight to stay out of the penalty box, because we'll talk more about it. But the power play and special teams really killed them.
Blades with Cerrone, Hirschweiler, and David Valliere, the youngster from Alaska, who did not play last night. On defense, they've got right now Trevor Sherbin paired up with Dan Ratushny. Action at center ice. Cam Stewart, the scoring star of last night's game, at least goal scoring anyway, 3 of them. He's got back-to-back hat tricks, Cam Stewart. Greg Hoggood had 4 assists for the Aeros last evening. As they deliver the puck into the Kansas City zone, Ratushny will dump it up the near side. Perswater battles Stewart. Now Cerrone steps into Stewart right at the Kansas City line. Puck came free, and Valier will drop it to Sherbin, now to center ice as Cerrone tipped it to Perswater. He'll scoop it in, and the Blades will go for an early line change.
Well, I hope Jason Cerrone introduced himself to Cam Stewart, Bob, because Stewart's going to see a lot of him tonight.
Stewart needs to be watched closely here tonight after last night and after the last 2 games. But you watch him closely, Kenny, and there are lots of other Aeros that can certainly do some damage. And now we got Brent Hughes and Rocky Welsing doing some shoving at center ice as a 2-line pass was called against the Aeros.
Hey, Rocky's a guy I had a chance to chat with a little bit after Wednesday's game in Chicago, and he's an impressive young man. Real nice guy, and one of the things that you gauge, I guess, a new player against is how his teammates react to him, and he's pretty popular amongst the older guys. He's humble and a hard worker, so I really hope he does well here tonight.
One of the many youngsters out of the college ranks. He's a rookie out of Northern Michigan University. Now here come the Aeros. Sean Pronger throws the puck to the net. Aubin will scoop it up and hold on. We'll get a face-off in the Kansas City zone. Just a minute and 21 seconds into the opening period. There's a look at tonight's injury report, which Chizowski actually is not injured. He's just a scratch from the lineup tonight. Zach Boyer and Sven Butenschon injured for the Houston Aeros. Tomas Gronman, a sore leg that will keep him out of the lineup tonight.
Boyer, I think, could be out a little bit with his injury, Bob. That's a multiple-week injury that he has.
Now Kansas City, David Ling with the puck in the right side. He scores! David Ling runs him from some 45 feet out and beats Shabbat on the stick side, Kenny. Boy, he's got a rocket. He came here with that reputation of being able to shoot the puck with the best of them, and man, did he display that right there.
I tell you what, that wasn't from the ladies' tees either. We talked last night how Jason Cerrone did a great job of getting that initial shot from outside the blue line, the first shot of the game. And again, Shabbat, if he has a weakness, is those long shots. He has trouble with them. He fights them. And Ling, with that short backswing, just unleashed one just inside the blue line and caught him short side over the right pad, just underneath the blocker. Great shot by Ling.
Another quick start for Kansas City, Kenny. The Blades last night got a goal 25 seconds in from Jean-Guy Trudel. This time it comes just about a minute and a half into the first period.
I tell you, Bob, Ling's going to be somebody that the Kansas City fans are going to learn to love this year. This guy can score with the best of them, but he can also rough it up. Watch as he just gets across the line. The Houston defenseman, you can just see him over here, barely even turn, and he just unleashed that just from the top of the... He barely gets across the line. Look at the backswing. He just quick shot and catches Shabbat off guard. And you know what, Bob? The other comment I've got here is look how he came out of the net. And I think Shabbat was a little disoriented as to where he was in the net.
Well, no doubt that Ling caught him by surprise, not only shooting from that range, I guess, but the speed at which that puck was traveling in on him. He just beat him clean on the stick side. People ask sometimes how we gauge from what distance those goals are coming from, Kenny. Of course, from the blue line to the goal, it's 60 feet. So he was, what, about 10 feet inside that line when he let it go? So
51, 52, whatever it takes.
51.7. He's a long ranger one way or the other. Now Houston on the move and across the line. Wiseman right side, a pass and a shot save. Rebound ends up behind the net. It's on the back of the goal, but the Blades drag it free, and Trevor Sherbin will start out. Aubin's made a save or two here in the early goings. As Christian knocked down a pass at center ice, feeds it up the near side. Ratushny broke up the play, now works it to the Houston line and jammed it out in front where Greg Hoggood will play it away. Hoggood's pass out at center ice, gobbled up by Hughes. He ran into traffic, however, and the Blades have it on the right side. Eric Perrin. Perrin, a drop pass was poked away. Now the veteran McIver and the Blades really step into Cam Stewart. Now they feed the puck right out in front. It comes out to the point. A shot right on. Rebound, loose and foot shot, and Shabbat right there to make the save and hang on. And oh, the Blades with some intensity in the early goings, and they've maintained it, Kenny, for the first 3 minutes and 10 seconds. 1-0 Kansas City. More Blades hockey comes your way on Metro Sports and the Blades Radio Network.
great American invention like the toaster and go it one better.
Introducing new toaster sandwiches from Sonic. Served on Texas toast made fresh to order in your choice of bacon cheeseburger or chicken club. Both topped with crispy bacon and tangy smoked cheddar cheese.
With a terrific taste of something totally different. They're the greatest things since sliced toast.
Drive in for a change at Sonic. This month, try our new chocolate-covered peanut butter shake made with Peter Pan peanut butter.
I'm going to do it anyway. Blades are going to give Cam Stewart some rude treatment here today.
Oh, come on. You're killing me. 3 more people just drove off the road. What a great hit by Rude.
Oh, was it ever. Now the puck, this play gets back underway down in the Kansas City zone. Eric Perrin in control of it on the move. On the right side to Eric Rude. He hits that line and was run into by Brent Hughes. Now they'll pin the puck on the right wing boards, and we get a whistle. Referee again tonight, Mark Wilkins. Linesmen are David Trigon and Ken Bocat.
Well, the Blades have done a great job so far, Bob, going hard to the net. One of the acquisitions that Houston made overnight, actually, that we haven't had a chance to talk about yet is Norm McIver back on defense, the NHLer, 500 NHL games experience, and although he's very similar stature to Greg Hoggood, so the Blades can take advantage of his size. They just don't want to get into a power play situation against the Houston Aeros, though.
Now the Blades threw the puck in front. Doty Wood took a shot, hit a leg, rolled into the goal mouth. The Aeros able to tap it aside, and Mark Lamnow will send it up the right wing to Rob Balasevic, property of the Nashville Predators. He fires one shot, stop, rebound. He sailed it wide, left point. Here's Trent Cole with a shot, and that deflects behind the Blades net. Now in control of it, Rocky Welsing fights off a check, gives the puck to David Ling. Actually, that was Urema. Urema to Ling, who lifts the puck into Houston territory. Near corner, Doty Wood tapping it up the boards. Now Ling in to try and gain control of it. Pass into the high slot, intercepted. Balasevic's on the move. Pulls up at center and delivers the puck behind the Blades net.
Getting good job getting it deep. That's what they need to do against this Houston D.
Kansas City dumping it up the right wing boards. It ends up inside the arrow line. Houston gave it away in the neutral zone. Cerrone after it with Jeff Christian. Now the puck poked free. Firstweiler, a nifty little pass to Cerrone. 3-on-2 at the line. He rifles a shot right on. Rebound. Firstweiler jammed it back behind the Houston net. Now Cerrone, right wing corner. Tried to feed it behind the goal. Firstweiler battles end boards with ex-teammate Paul Dick in front. Cerrone with a shot. Good arm save by Frederick Chabot. Now into the far corner. Valier fights off a check, swings it right wing corner. Ratushny pinching him for the point. Hit by Stewart. Got the puck free to Cerrone, whose pass was intercepted. Good shift for that line. Cerrone, Firstweiler, and David Valier breaks up a play at his own line. Now Valier scooped it up the near side. McIver almost gave it away, but he got the pass through to Blake Sloan. Oh, he almost got picked off, but got it free now to McIver across the Blades line. Arrows running into one another, and the Blades take the puck away. Now Trudell got Perrin. It's 2-on-1. Perrin walks in front for Trudell with a shot. It went wide. Rebound in front. A shot by Mulhern blocked. And Houston will just alleviate the pressure and shoot the puck down the ice. Rude to touch it. Boy, what a great start, Kenny, for the Blades. They have had the Arrows running into each other literally here tonight. And certainly the Blades have come out with fire in their eyes in this hockey game.
2 great things they're doing, Bob. Best defense against Cam Stewart and the Wiseman line is a good offense. Another thing is take advantage of Norm McIver jumping up in the play. Although Wiseman did a great job coming back on that 2-on-1 break with Wiseman or with Perrin and Trudell, they have to take advantage of McIver jumping up in the play.
Now Mulhern just hit Chabot in the pad with a shot from a bad angle. Good save. Now Mulhern again, a backhander and a save once again by Chabot. Now the puck in the far corner. Pass by Perrin, knocked down. Perrin goes right back after the puck. He ties up with Trent Cole. They tap the puck to the near boards. Houston lifted it towards the line, but not out. Rude held it in. What a great performance so far by Kansas City. This is the Blades team we saw in the first 3 road games of the campaign. Now the Arrows clearing the zone. Pucks at center ice where Welsing will send it near side to Jean-Guy Trudell. He leads the IHL's rookies in goal scoring right now in the early goings with 2. Now he breaks up a play at the Houston line where Doty Wood ripped the shot right over the crossbar. Left wing corner. Urema bumped off the puck. It ends up near side. Now Cole after it. Urema all over him as Brent Hughes joins in. In goes Doty Wood as well. Now Wood comes out with a puck and quick to Urema. Poked away at the last moment. And Houston will again send it up the boards and down the ice. They wave icing off. All Blades so far. Now they lose the puck in front and score. Brian Wiseman ties up the hockey game, and man, that hurts, Kenny. The Blades are just flat out dominated Houston in this game, and the Aeros get a big break and even it up at one apiece.
Well, that one hurts just a little bit. Let's take a look at Paul McLean. I think he's questioning just a little bit. Poor Paul Kelly here coughed it up right in the middle of the slot, and Wiseman, wow, what a nice move he made on Aubin. Aubin comes out and plays the puck, nullifying the icing, but fortunately, the Blades D just had his pocket picked by Wiseman. And tough situation for the Blades, although it's still tied. It's still 1-1, and the Blades have the momentum. They just need to come back as hard as they've been playing so far.
So it is tied as Ratushny's got the puck for Kansas City. Gives it to Jason Cerrone, who scooped it into the Houston zone. Aeros up with it near side. Mark Lamb. Now Lamb with a pass. It skipped away from Balasevic and goes down the ice. Doty Wood took a pretty good run at Mark Lamb, and we'll get a whistle and a halt and play and an icing call. Let's pause right here. 12:47 left. First period. Blades and Aeros tied at 1. Happy to have you with us live from Kemper Arena in Kansas City.
Quick. Name the largest unmanaged expense in your business. Stumped? Here's a hint. We designed a company from the ground up to help drive down your travel costs and make your business more efficient. What exactly are you getting for those service fees your travel agent's charging you? It could be solutions to escalating travel costs, tools to help you manage your business travel, and innovative strategies to help you retain and attract employees. Or maybe not.
If I could save time in a bottle, the first thing that I'd like to do is to save.
The next time you need something from the drugstore, shop your Hy-Vee pharmacy. Sure, you'll save money, but you'll also save something much more important, time. And that's something you can really cherish.
Face off to the left of Frederick Chabot, whose team has certainly been outplayed to this point, but they got a big break a moment ago and a giveaway, and Brian Wiseman converted it to tie things up.
The Blades can't let it affect them, though, Bob. They've been playing so well here in the first period. They just have to keep carrying the game.
Gord Krupke now with the puck back behind his net, and that's pretty typical the way the Aeros have played so far. Kenny just hit his teammate right in the ankle with a pass from 8 feet. But Aeros up with the puck and scoop it into Kansas City territory. Left wing corner goes Mark Lamb, chased by Eric Rude. The puck came free. They put it in behind the KC net. Right wing boards. Krupke in battling it. Deflects into the slot where David Ling lays it up the left side to Trudell. Across the line, here's Trudell. Cutting right in with a shot, blocked by a sliding Sloan. Now they feed it back in front again. The puck deflects far side. Eric Rude will track it down, scoop it back into the corner where Brian Bonin plays. Now Bonin heads back behind the Houston net. Ran into traffic there, and Krupke will handle it for the Aeros and feed Mark Lamb. And Lamb will just send the puck onto Blades ice with 11:42 to go in this opening period.
Another encouraging sign, Bob, is the Blades are really finishing their checks. Every guy is finishing their check along the boards, and even after the Aeros are making their passes up ice. Doty Wood on that last shift, I'll tell you what, that guy, he made about 6 hits and then went off the ice just exhausted. Recovered and came back the next shift and made about 5 more hits. So obviously Paul McLean has said something to his club about finishing the checks. There's Doty there.
Winded it. For those of you watching,
well, he ran into Sloan down in the Houston zone, and I think Sloan just braced himself with his stick and may have gotten Doty with a butt end.
Now the puck is in behind the Kansas City goal to our left. Jason Cerrone for the Blades left it there. Jeff Christian took it away to Wiseman near side. A quick shot by McIver right on. And Aubin makes the save. Boy, McIver, no stranger to scoring points at the National Hockey League level. Kenny, 63 points. It amazes me. 63 points with the expansion Ottawa Senators as a defenseman.
Well, and that's when we were threatening that record of mediocrity from the Washington Capitals, trying to get enough 20 or 21 points and trying not to be the worst team in the National Hockey League ever. So it was amazing that he got 60 points that year. But again, Blades can exploit him a little bit. He's not down here to play defense. He wants to grab some points and get back to the NHL.
He was a one-time defensive partner of yours, wasn't he?
Yeah, look where it got him. He's in the eye now.
Play right now inside the line, and we're going to get a penalty, it appears, to Kansas City here. Jason Cerrone's going off for slashing at 9:04. And Houston presented the game's first power play, and this is where they did so much of their damage last night, Kenny. 4 power play goals on 7 attempts.
Oh, that was a pretty weak call. I mean, Jason did lay the lumber a little bit on him, but nothing really that you would call. But you're right, Bob. This is where the Blades need them to kill this off. This is what killed them last night. Look at, he's just going, that's a love tap. You got to be kidding me.
That's a swag. Okay, he's off, and Houston with a man advantage will send Mark Freer up front with Valasevic and Sean Pronger, the older brother of St. Louis Blues all-star defenseman Chris Pronger.
Well, Sean's had some NHL experience, too. He's done pretty well in his short stints with Anaheim and Pittsburgh.
Well, he was involved in the trade, the one-for-one deal for Patrick Lalime. Lalime went to Anaheim, and Pronger went to Pittsburgh.
I think they're trying to put some time back on the clock here that may have had a false start on the drop of the puck. And we have a little conference here. I'm surprised one of the Aeros isn't over there chumming it up with Doty and referee Mark Wilkins.
Doty Wood picking up his first point as a Blade this season on an assist on that goal by David Ling. There's a look at Sean Pronger. They were dealt, by the way, on the trade deadline, March 24th of this year, 1998. So towards the tail end of last season. Mark Freer now will move in and face off with Doty Wood. Wood out in the penalty killing role with Urema, Ratusny, and Sherman, and the Blades able to shovel the puck between the 2-point men back into the Houston zone. Aeros are scoring at about 34.5% on the power play 4 games into the season.
Well, that's large in part due to their night that they had last night. So the Blades are at 43%, only because they've only played 1 game at home.
Good penalty killing. The Blades setting up a good shot for Doty Wood. Urema gave him the pass and a good low shot. Shabbat had to make a big save, and now the Aeros bust in and a shot from in close. Steered away by Oben. The puck now along the far side, and Doty Wood's going to take it away for Kansas City and slide it again the length of the ice. With, well, we've lost the time clock. The penalty time clock is out, so I can't tell you how much time's left in the minor to Kansas City.
Obviously, that's what Doty was talking to referee Mark Wilkins about. It's going to be hard for the Blades to know when he's coming out of there.
Now the puck in the neutral zone. Greg Hoggett plays to the far side for Jeff Christian. Christian a pass near boards. Mark Lamb has to chase it down along the dasher and feeds it to Hoggett, back it up behind his own net. Now up the left wing to Lamb, on to Brian Wiseman at center ice. He shot it right wing corner. Christian the first one to play it. Right point Hoggett, near side to Mark Lamb, and the arrow set up. Now Hoggett in the middle of the ice. Right wing boards for Wiseman, off to Hoggett, near side to Lamb. He works into the corner with it. Now to Hoggett, top of the right wing circle. Wiseman back to Hoggett. He'll walk into the slot with a drive right on. Good save, Oben. He's on top of the puck, and a whistle halts play, and some heavy hitting in front of that net as Doty Wood sent his man sprawling inside of the goal.
Rocky Wasling handling Jeff Christian over there too, as Doty Wood keeps a watchful eye. I tell you, Doty did a great thing just early on in that power play as well, that he came up and he finished on Normie McIver up on the right point, and McIver backed right off the line and allowed him to get the puck out. So Doty is really impressing here in the first period, running around like a pinball, hitting anything that moves, and causing this smaller yet skilled Houston defense to think twice when they're handling the puck.
Outstanding statisticians Matt Newberry and Jim Knopf tell us 28 seconds to go in the Blades minor penalty to Jason Cerrone. 9:24 left in this first period. The game tied at 1. Blades now with Urema, Bilodeau, Ferschweiler, and Jason Kelly in a penalty killing role. Aeros have the puck in the draw. Hoggett works laterally to the near side, feeds it back to the far boards. Here's Wiseman, a shot, another save by Oben.
Nice save, too. No rebound on that, just gathered it in like a sponge, even though Stewart was standing right off to his right side. That's how Stewart gets some of those bang-home goals. He hangs around the front of the net. Like we talked about, Bob, you're not going to see many assists on Cam Stewart's resume. He certainly likes to hang in front and get some goals.
That mask, by the way, of Aubin is the colors of the Dayton Bombers of the East Coast Hockey League, where he spent most of last season, although he played with Syracuse in the American League a bit. He was the 76th pick overall in the 1995 NHL draft by the Pittsburgh Penguins. Look out. He's going to face a 2-on-1. Right side, they work in right in front of shot, and Stewart was stopped. It looked like Aubin got a piece of it. Left wing corner, Christian bump hard by Kelly. Now Emmons joins in. Penalty is over to the Blades, so they're back to full strength, but the Aeros still have the puck. Left point, Trent Cullis shot blocked in front, and Kelly will shoot it down the ice. It's going to go on net, so Shabbat forced to handle it.
Great job by Kelly in the corner, and again in front on Christian. Bob really roughed him up a little bit and made the play.
Now the Blades bust in. Here's Cerrone with a quick wrist shot that missed the net. Trudell's got the puck into the corner to Mulhern. Now Mulhern tried to feed it off to the point, and Christian took it away and lifts it into the Kansas City zone. 8:15 left, first period. 1-1 our score. Each team right now showing 11 shots on net. Here's an icing call coming up against Kansas City as Trent Cull goes back to touch that puck, and the hustling Eric Perrin right to the end, battling to get to it first, but he did not, so we get a whistle and a halt. 1-1 our score. We'll be back with more Blades hockey on Metro Sports and the Blades Radio Network.
It's a quality of life. It's people taking care of you, people who'll be there for you when you need them to.
Shawnee Mission Health System, when it's time to feel good.
When it's time to feel good.
Badger. More ways to save.
More reasons to smile. I need the store that fits my style. It's so convenient when I'm on the go. Always love prices and faces I know. That's my Hy-Vee. Shop Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every eye.
Oh, Ben really impressing already here early tonight. Bob made a great save on a 2-on-1, although Bilodeau had a big piece of that in forcing them to pass on the 2-on-1, but look at him, he's steady in there. Another big save. That was a big save. There was no rebound on that one as Hoggett moved in from the point on the power play.
I like the way he's looked.
He's confident in there. He's moving out to cut down the angle.
Now the puck poked away at the line. Mulhern trying to get at it, as is Trudell, but coming back was Mike Yo. However, the Blades do have it, and a shot by Perrin went deflecting wide into the near corner. Trudell steps heavily into Blake Sloan. Mulhern battling for the puck, got it free. Now Krupke runs into Perrin, and Sloan will circle his net with the puck. Now behind the play, Perrin and Krupke going at each other. Here's Mike Yo on the left wing with a shot, and another pretty save by Aubin. Now they lift the puck behind the net and skipped over the stick of Mark Lamb, and David Ling will control for Kansas City and dump it out to center. This is game 2 of a 4-game homestand for the Blades. They'll be here on Wednesday against Orlando, and then next Friday night the Utah Grizzlies come to town.
This doesn't get any easier for these guys, does it?
Well, especially when you're playing Western Conference teams, Kenny, and we get an icing call against Kansas City. It appears right now that the West will again be superior, and maybe even more so this year than they were last, to the Eastern Conference.
Well, and Paul McLean has done a great job so far of getting these young guys together and forming them into a team in a very short amount of time. And he talked about these guys going on the road in November with the American Royal happening, and I really think that that's a good thing. You know, get these guys on the road, get them in the same hotel rooms, and get them doing a little bonding, get together as a team.
Now Wood chopping the puck off the left wing boards to center. Here's a pass to McIver out of his reach. Then goes Ling to play it up the far side to Dodie Wood. The pass a little too soft. He just couldn't Get around the defense by the time it came to him, and now Houston attempting to work it the other way, but Bonin took it away in the neutral zone and plays it up the far side. Now Bilodeau's in control of it. Scooped it to center ice, knocked down. Here's Valasevic stepping in across the line. His rink-wide pass broken up by Jason Kelly. Now Ling steps heavily into McIver. The puck, meanwhile, deep in the Blades' end. Here's Mark Freer alone in front. The pass blocked. Bilodeau pulls the puck underneath them, and we get some heavy hitting out in front of the goal, mainly with the sticks, as Bilodeau right now trying to get a whistle here. And finally, we will get just that, and Freer went in and really jabbed Bilodeau.
Doty Wood sure took a shot at him. And Valasevic saw who he was dealing with, and he backed off right away. David Ling and Doty Wood have certainly been roughing up both McIver and Hoggood, and I think that's probably an intentional game plan. As Doty is definitely into this game here tonight. He's been running around ever since the start of first drop of the puck, doing a great job. I don't think these guys were satisfied with the way the game ended last night, especially in the home opener, Bob. These guys have really come out here in the first period.
Well, Bilodeau pulled that puck underneath himself with his glove hand, Kenny, and if no one challenges him and the whistle sounds, it's going to be a delay of game penalty. So Bilodeau knew that, got up, and then the Aeros did everything they could to jam that puck free, including pounding his legs with those sticks, and that's when Doty Wood finally just took exception, especially to Mark Freer.
Well, that's when Mark Wilkin has to use a little bit of experience, too. I mean, sure, the rules are you can't cover it up there, but there's no harm, no foul. Just blow it down because you're going to have a little confrontation if somebody stabs him in the leg trying to get the puck.
Now Cerrone trying to send one through to Firstweiler, broken up by Paul Dick. He sent it behind the KC net. Blades after it. Watushny on the move at center, and a pass got by Cerrone. Aeros turn, carrying it off the near boards at the Blades line. KC with it. Here's Firstweiler to Cerrone across the line. He circles the Houston net. Cerrone right in front with a pass. That one handcuffs Shabbat, but it ends up behind the net. Firstweiler plays it there. Left point pass, handcuffing Sherbin. And it goes back into the Kansas City zone. That's a tough pass to handle. You know that.
Well, bouncing off that dasher, it just gets a little bit airborne, just enough to get over your stick.
Now Cerrone takes the feed on the near side, gave it back to Mulhern. He steps it across the line. Quick wrist shot deflects wide. Left wing corner he goes. Put it in front. Nobody home for Kansas City. 3 Aeros there, including Mark Lamb, who took it away. Now Lamb to Trent Cull, and Cull will dump it into the Kansas City zone. Rocky Welsing, the native of Green Bay, Wisconsin, will play one ahead to center ice to Perrin. Now Perrin, that shifty little centerman, trying to step around Cull, can't do it. Aeros on the move. Pass went by Welsing behind the KC net. The goaltender Aubin out to play it. Aeros up with a quick centering pass, broken up. They got it right back to the point. To Cull with a shot deflected on net. Aubin with another save. And Mulhern will handle the puck and just send it into the Houston zone off an Aero leg.
Well, Paul McLean put out that Firstweiler Cerrone line at first against Stewart's line to toughen or rough them up just a little bit. Now he's matching power with power and had Eric Perrin out there with Trudell and Mulhern. I like his strategy.
Now Jason Kelly to Ling. Ling on to the line to Urema. The pass got away from him. They lifted up the boards. Kelly a good play to hold it in. Now Kelly trying to feed it in front. That's knocked away, and Brent Hughes will put it along the far side where Mike Yeo has it. The Houston captain and veteran of the Aeros. Sends a pass to the Blades line. Kansas City took it away. Urema for Doty Wood. Now Wood steers it right wing corner. Urema, the first one to play it. He walks in front, backhand shot, and Shabbat up with the save, and he'll dive out and smother the puck. Good hockey game. This is what you're going to see a lot this season. 1-1 our score. Blades Aeros coming your way from Kemper on Metro Sports and the Kansas City Blades Radio Network.
Keep the change.
Enjoy your flight.
Buy your Blades Hockey lower level season ticket and get a free round trip to one of 18 cities coast to coast. Our Pucks and Planes offer will put a smile on your face. Call 84-BLADE today to get your hockey season off to a flying start and have an ice day.
Hey there, you there, we know what you can't say no to.
Hey, Godfather's Pizza fans, you love that blast from the past. Now, together for the first time, check out these all-time hits. You get a medium specialty pizza, a medium pepperoni pizza, our new chef salad, and new home-style brownie.
It's Godfather's Pizza's all-time hits. Only $16.99. Large pizzas just $4 more.
Pizza, the way pizza was meant to be.
Well, Bob, one of the things that happened in Chicago where the guys were going hard to the net but not backing out. Watch here on the replay how they're coming in. David Ling got right in by Shabbat and then backs out of the play. Look at him poised to take a nice shot there, but Urema just couldn't get him the puck.
And it's still 1-1 as the play underway now. Houston with the puck at their own line. Krupke a long rink-wide pass finds its intended target, Brian Wiseman. He tried to send one in front. That hit a skate, deflects into the corner. Cerrone after it there with Wiseman. Came free to Cam Stewart. Stewart sends it along the far corner boards where Christian left it there, and Jason Cerrone will lift it high to center ice. With 3:20 left here in the first period of play. Now an errant pass will be icing if the Blades can touch it first, but they say Christian got a piece of it. So the icing washed out. Meanwhile, the puck sent through the goal mouth and ends up near side, and Trudell will drop it off. Ratusny got it ahead to Mulhern, and he'll chip it up the right wing boards, actually over the boards and into the visitors' penalty box. So that'll stop the play and move a face-off just inside the Kansas City line.
Well, it's been certainly a tremendous period for the Blades. They've bounced back very well. This isn't what we saw in the third period last night. These guys have come out with a purpose, and I think you can't overestimate the importance of finishing the checks, especially in the neutral zone, and these guys have just done a great job of carrying the momentum.
Long shot off the draw by Jeff Torrey, who got one of the 7 Houston goals last night. That one steered away easily by Aubin, and the Blades now led by Jean-Guy Trudell. Head across the line, right side. Mulhern, a shot right on. Shabbat takes it in the Aero crest, adorning the front of that jersey. Holds on to it. Face off to his left. A lot of shots in this period, Kenny. 27 combined by the two teams. 14 for Houston, 13 for the Blades.
That was a cagey save by Shabbat. You know what he did there, Bob? Mulhern pulled up and took the shot while Perrin was going hard to the net. And I think all Mulhern wanted to do was bounce it off his pads and hope the rebound went out to Perrin. But Shabbat, recognizing Perrin come to the net, dropped to his knees and smothered it in the crest.
Now Torrey winds it around the far side. It got by his teammate. Now a shot from the point by the Blades, broken up. Look out. Hughes has got a breakaway right in with a shot. And another great save by Aubin. Hughes tried to snap one by Aubin, who put the right pad in front of it. Now in the near corner they battle. Welsing tied up. Puck dug free for a moment by Hughes. Now Hughes does control to the point. Jeff Torrey, a shot blocked in front. Rebound. Hughes taps it far circle where Pronger left it to Brent Hughes. Now to the point again. Trent Cole let a shot go that deflects wide. Rebound came off the dasher right over the net in front, and the Blades there to cover up. Nifty little pass now by Urema. On to Brian Bonin across the line. Bonin to David Ling, and they call it offside. And the action halted here with 1:59 to go in the period. Still tied at 1, and I think if you watch that on the replay, if we get it, Kenny, I don't think that was offside.
Well, the Boo Birds were out on that one. The only reason he may have blown that down is the puck has to get all the way across the blue line. If it doesn't get across the blue line, it is offside. So if it hung up on the blue of the line, it definitely was offside, but I don't know, that was pretty close. Paul McLean, though, giving them a little bit of instruction. That's not something you want to do against Houston. Look at this, it definitely was across the blue line. That wasn't offside.
Now the puck far corner, handled by Norm McIver. Their feed for defensive partner Blake Sloan. Blades take the puck away at center, and Mulhern will swing it back onto Houston ice. Sloan tied up on the play. The Blades Perrin centering effort broken up. Back into the corner they go. Blake Sloan up with the puck, feeds it near side to Norm McIver. He swings it around far boards, and Mark Lamb will thread one through to center. Valasevic couldn't catch up to it. Blades now in control, and a pass on the right wing hit the linesman, so Trudell will gain control of it. His rink-wide pass knocked down, and the Aeros dump it to center.
These guys need to be careful here, Bob. They're playing well, this Trudell line, but they need to get it deep. They can't be pulling up at the blue line with players like Mark Lamb sniffing around trying to break up that pass and get them in gun it right up through the middle in the neutral zone.
And Trudell, a pass along the right wing boards, goes down the ice. Thus the Blades get whistled for an icing. Face off to the right of John Sebastian Aubin.
Well, Paul McLean was over on the bench as we take a look at Valier, somebody that we haven't had a chance to see yet here in Kansas City. His first start at home. Good young player, another good one that Doug Sotard has plucked away from everyone else.
Out of the University of Alaska Anchorage, teammate of Trudell and Peoria, the East Coast League a year ago.
Second leading scorer behind Trudell.
70 points in 57 games. Now the puck, right wing corner in the Houston zone. Blades up with it to the point. Here's a shot by Sherman, blocked out in front. Now Paul Dick will rip it up the glass and down the ice.
Sorry, Bob. I was just watching Cerrone and Wiseman. Boy, those two are going at it in the neutral zone. And Hoggett is going to step in, and Valier climbs on his back, and Paul Dick's coming in. And now we've got a train.
Well, Houston, Kenny, when it comes right down to it, do not really have any tough guys. Dave Morissette, affectionately known as Moose, played in his first National Hockey League game last night with the Montreal Canadiens.
You gotta be kidding me.
I kid you not. And apparently they love him there.
Oh,
I guess
boy.
He's one of the greatest guys off the ice.
Oh, he is.
You're ever going to meet.
Nice guy, you know, great kid.
And you feel good
in the room. Can't play. There's Paul Dick taking a look at him. Of course, fan favorite when he played in Kansas City, and just a great guy. And of course, don't confuse him with Larry Dick, who also was here and played goal. But what a confrontation between Wiseman and Cerrone. They were in front of the net, and Paul Dick jumped to the aid of Wiseman, because of course we know those gloves are glued on. Nothing would ever happen with Wiseman. But Cerrone was chopping away. Wiseman just came and gave him a two-hander right in the back of the legs on Cerrone, in the back of the knees, and Jason just let fly with a bionic elbow that knocked Wiseman's helmet right onto the back of his head. And they were jawing at each other all the way up into the neutral zone.
Well, each team gets a minor penalty here. Cerrone left the game. Wiseman, I think, Kenny, is seated in the penalty box, so can't figure that one out. Only 22 seconds to go now in the period. Here comes Pronger for the Aeros. Pass for Jeff Torrey. He tried to send it in front. Broken up now behind the goal. Dan Ratushny has it for KC. Spinning, just wheels it up the far boards to center. Wiseman got 2 for slashing. Cerrone 2 for cross-checking. With 4 seconds to go in the period, Mark Greer's got the puck at center. In across the line with a good move, but lost the puck, and it didn't matter anyways. The horn sounds to end the first period of play. So the Blades strike early again in this hockey game, but this time, Kenny, they maintained maybe a little more intensity than last night. They certainly didn't play it poorly at all last night. First period, in fact, rather solidly. They came out of it in a 2-2 tie. But Houston, as the game wore along, began to take control and eventually won it 7-3. You just have a little better feeling about this hockey game. That was a really solid first period for both teams, and certainly a little better for the Blades. 1-1 our score. We'll come back and commence our first intermission show. A couple of guests coming up, and we'll return to Kemper for all that and more after this.
In a world where every second counts, a quick call can make a big difference.
Cordell, I think the safety Bible on the play action.
All right. Thanks, Bob.
That's why now all calls under 30 seconds are free. Introducing Sprint Cents Anytime, where all calls are a dime a minute and calls under 30 seconds are on our dime. Call 1-800-PIN-DROP for Sprint Cents Anytime.
Thanks, Bob.
Metro Sports salutes the High School Athletes of the Week, brought to you by your employee-owned Hy-Vee. Metro Sports is proud to recognize students for their outstanding athletic achievements and sportsmanship by awarding the Athletes of the Week. For complete coverage of Metro area high school sports, turn to Metro Sports every Friday night for the Game of the Week and the High School Roundup. Congratulations to the Metro Sports High School Athletes of the Week, brought to you by your employee-owned Hy-Vee.
Blades and Houston Aeros live from Kemper Arena, tied up at 1 apiece. Kansas City got on the board early. like they did last night. David Ling this time at 129 a second from Doty Wood and Brendan Urema, but Brian Wiseman on Blades giveaway in that first period at 6:55 scored his third of the year unassisted to tie things up at 1. Hi again, everybody. Bob Kaiser and Kenny Hammond, happy to have you along with us from the Kemper, where the Blades this weekend begin season number 9 as far as home ice play is concerned. And of course, last night, in front of over 8,000 here, they lose the game 7-3 to fall to 1-3 for the season. The Aeros just the opposite, 3-1. Houston having to start the season, Kenny, with their first 8 games on the road, while the Compact Center, their home down in southern Texas, is being renovated.
Well, certainly doesn't seem to be affecting them. They've got 6 of the top 10 scorers in the league right now, and some of the personnel that they have is certainly impressive. But I really like this Blades team in the first period here. They've stuck to their game plan. They're hitting all over the ice, and they're clogging up the neutral zone and really turning the puck nicely down low. So it's been an exciting first period. Looking forward to the second.
All right, well, there's a lot of hockey to be played this season. 39 more home games to be exact. You can still take advantage of that great season ticket promotion, the first of its kind certainly in professional sports. Pucks and Planes. You buy a lower level season ticket, you get a free round trip airline ticket to one of 18 different cities like San Francisco, Orlando, Vegas, Washington, D.C. The list goes on and on, all sponsored by iTravel. For more information, call the Blades at 842-5233. That's 84-BLADE. We'll break right now. When we come back, a visit with longtime Blade and now assistant coach Gary Emmons. That's coming up next from Kemper in just a moment.
You're about to enter a whole new world of entertainment at ANC Theater. Love seat style stadium seating, Sony dynamic digital sound, huge wall-to-wall screens. So get ready to enjoy the show like you never have before. ANC Theaters, changing the way you see movies.
On July 3rd, a car out of nowhere cut short Amy Powell's plans for a 4th of July weekend in Garden City. With a crushed foot, multiple leg and rib fractures, abdominal damage, chest and head injuries, she should have died. But she didn't, and she firmly believes there are 3 reasons why. Her seatbelt, her will to live, and the expert holistic care she received at St. Joseph Health Center's nationally recognized Level 2 Trauma Center. It really matters which hospitals your health plan allows. Just ask Amy.
1-1 our score here at Kemper Arena. The Blades and Houston Aeros going at it. 2 certainly very good opponents in the Western Conference, hooked up in a good battle so far tonight, similar to that of last night as the 2 teams were tied at 2 after 20. Right now we are 1-1. Blades an early goal, and then the giveaway by the Blades. You know, that's the one thing, Kenny Hammond, and we're going to be joined here by Gary Emmons, our assistant coach down below, that the Blades are probably going to have to deal with, at least during maybe the first half of the season, more so than later on in the year, and that is some of the rookie mistakes. You got a lot of young players, in particular on the defensive side of things, that are probably going to cough the puck up here and there.
Well, short of the cough up on Wiseman's goal, the only thing that I've really noticed is that the younger guys aren't taking the puck deep, and maybe we can ask Gary about that in a few minutes. But I've seen Paul McLean a couple times now talking to the players on the bench, telling them to get it just a little bit deeper, don't pull up at the line, and make those cross-ice passes.
Well, let's ask Gary about that right now. Gary Emmons, of course, this is one of the younger teams, certainly in the history of this franchise, and giveaways like the one that results in Wiseman's goal, those things are just going to happen.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. I guess what he was trying to do is maybe make a back pass to his partner, and then he decided halfway through it he couldn't do it, and you get a guy like Wiseman as experienced and as crafty as he is, he just picked his pocket, and it's an unfortunate mistake because the boys played much harder tonight in the first period.
Well, Gary Emmons, of course, a college guy himself out of northern Michigan, and you're joined now by Rocky Welsing, a fellow Wildcat, and all these other college guys. Gary, you got to be enjoying this, aren't you?
It's fun. Yeah, we got... They're younger, and they want to learn. They're willing to learn. That's what we like. You tell them things, and they listen, and they learn from it, and they're just going to get better and better and better. That's the positive thing we have here. You see some play out tonight. You know, Welsing is he didn't play last night, unfortunately, and he stepped up his game this evening. And same with the young forwards. You know, obviously we cannot turn the puck over at the blue line. When you're facing a team like Houston, they're a very good transition hockey club. We have to force them deep and penetrate on their defense.
Well, Gary, give us the scoop from the dressing room. We've been talking all period long about how Doty Wood has really been finishing his checks, and Jason Cerrone and Furch and Trudell. Have you guys said something to the team about finishing the checks, especially in the neutral zone?
Well, Paul and myself had a chance to look at the tape this morning, and that was one thing that we really noticed is we did not finish checks last night. We did a lot of gliding. We'd take 3 strides, glide, 3 strides, glide. Tonight, the feet are moving, and we're running into people, and it's a big difference.
How's the view from behind that bench, Gary Emmons?
It's great. Except when something happens, everybody stands up and I can't see anything.
Of course, your teammates wouldn't laugh at you for your, of course, you get all the short jokes, so when they're sitting down, I'm sure you probably heard that one before.
Well,
can't see over them.
We got the big screen up there now I can see, so I can just glance up there. So it's good.
Well, if they can't see, you just tell them to look up in the rafters, and then they can find something up there that they won't have.
Thank God the blimp's not hanging up there.
Well, there's a look, those of you that are watching on Metro Sports, the only jersey to ever be retired in the 8+ year history of the franchise, and certainly that's a tremendous honor. And there's some of the individual accomplishments of Gary Emmons: most assists in a season, 54, most power play goals in a season, 17, most game-winning goals in a season, 7, 2-time IHL All-Star, a 100-point guy back in 90-91 with Kalamazoo. I mean, just a tremendous career. Is this coaching thing, Gary, what it's all cracked up to be? Is it what you thought it was going in, at least 4 games into the season?
I'm having a blast. You know, it obviously brings me closer to the game. I'm learning more every day, and I'm having a lot of fun. The guys are great. You know, it's a new crew. It's not the crew I played with, so I've kind of gained the respect from the younger guys, and I'm just working. I'm having a blast.
Well, Gary, one thing, you know, I won't say much nice about you in public, but of course we're good friends. I just wanted to revisit last year just a little bit, because in recalling when they hoisted your banner up there in the rafters, and it was just an incredible night. And I had goosebumps, and I can't imagine how you felt. And maybe you can just revisit that for some of the new fans that are taking the Blades on for the first time this year.
It was an incredible evening, an evening I'll never forget. I was fortunate enough to have all my family was here. I had some relatives here. My wife's side of the family was here, and it was like it was the first ever family reunion we've really had, and it was in my honor, and it was fantastic.
Well deserved, Gary Emmons, no doubt about it.
Certainly was.
All right, let's get a win tonight, Coach.
Back to work.
All right, Gary Emmons, thank you for joining us. When we come back, we'll have a visit with one of the many, many newcomers and one of the many, many ex-college stars. Eric Perrin, our guest, coming up when we return live to Kemper Arena in Kansas City.
Fresh. Friendly. Fun. Low prices all day, every day. With over 19 locations, there's a Kansas City Metro Hy-Vee near you.
So, you thought you knew everything about the Sicilian, huh? Well, I got news for you. Now it's in a whole nother league. This is the Supreme Sicilian. This is Ken Griffey giving a baseball a facial. This is a 300-pound gator turning you into a wallet. This is enough basil, oregano, and garlic in the crust to drop your carcass to the canvas. This is enough toppings to draw a flag for piling on. This is the Supreme Sicilian Pizza. Right now, just $8.99. But hurry, brother, soon this deal's gonna be gone. Pizza Hut, the best pizzas under one roof.
Because I have the opportunity to travel all over the country. I get to shop around quite a bit, and nothing compares to Noble House. I'm surprised when I go to a jewelry store, they do not have the quality, selection, and value that Noble House does. My wife is happy with all the beautiful jewelry, and she's happy, I'm happy. I love Noble House.
This is largest discount store. Shop around. Doesn't go back to Noble House.
Hey, guys, love that blast. Now, together for the first time, check out these all-time hits. You got a specialty pizza. You get pepperoni pizza. All right, home brand. $8 pizzas, all-time hits. Only $16.99. Large pizza, $4 more.
Many ex-collegiate hockey players on this Kansas City Blade team, of course, a newcomer, and you guys are starting your own fraternity here with all the old college
college guys on this club.
Yeah, it's great to have all these college guys here on this team. You know, you don't see that very often, where a lot of college guys in the IHL, and it's nice to have these guys and you know, to remind some good stories that everybody had, because everybody went through the same thing, so it's a lot of fun.
You've got a lot of good stories and certainly some fond memories of college at the University of Vermont. Eric, of course, an All-American your senior year, and also a chance to play in the NCAA Final Four in Cincinnati, which, of course, as we all know, the University of Michigan came away a victor.
Yeah, I know. We know all that. That was a great season, but, you know, we lost by a questionable goal against Colorado College, and Eric Rude was playing for that team, and double overtime. But you know, those are the good old days, and a lot of fun. You know, great 4 years, best 4 years of your life. You know, for a lot of people, and I don't regret a moment of it.
A lot of guys on this team went to school back east, so you had a chance to play against some of your teammates during your college days.
I did. I played against Ryan Mulhern for 3 years. He played at Brown. And Eric Rude for twice, you know, for Colorado College. So it's nice to see those faces. You don't really know them, you know, you know them as opposite teams, you know, but you get to know these guys. You know they're great guys, and so it's a good time. You had to feel very fulfilled coming out of Vermont, Eric, not only having a great career as a hockey player, but getting your degree in physical education. Oh yeah, you know, I mean that's the main reason why I went to college. You know, the main reason was school, because everybody knows you can't always depend on one thing. You know, you gotta have something to back it up, and hockey is never a sure thing. You know, you never know what's gonna happen. And that's the philosophy I had, and I went and got my degree in physical education, and now I keep my career going, you know, and hopefully it'll go on for a long time. But if not, at least I got something to fall back on. Surprised that you were overlooked in the draft, you know, and for the most part, not really getting much of a chance with any National Hockey League team. And in fact, you even list that as one of the biggest obstacles to overcome this summer, was to not have any interest from NHL clubs, although you went to camp with Edmonton, and it turned out the Oilers were pretty impressed with you. Yeah, they were. You know, I had a great camp in Edmonton. Everything went well. I had a great camp last year in Montreal. You know, I go in with a lot of confidence and just go out there and try to have fun and show them what I can do. You know, that's the best I can do. So, but, you know, I mean, not being drafted and all, I mean, that wasn't a big deal. You know, you're a free agent. Maybe sometimes that's a better situation. But, I mean, you just got to keep working hard. You know, I mean, I know I've got the talent to go up and to, you know, get that extra step. And it's just a matter of getting your chance. But, you know, you can't get down on yourself, especially when you go to camp and then you get sent down and things don't work. You know, you just got to keep going at it, and that's what I'm going to be doing. Well, you see the extra step, and of course that's probably your biggest forte, is that speed. Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, with a guy my size, everybody, you know, are not sure guys like me, and wonder if I'll be able to handle all the physical stuff. And you know, that's what you got to use. You know, when you got speed, you got to use your speed. You know, if you use that, they can't get you. And but also, when you're my size, you got to learn how to be a little feisty and play. Not be afraid of the rough stuff. And that's what I try to do. I try to show people that, you know, I can handle all this, and hopefully I'll get my chance pretty soon. When asked why he wears number 9, he told us that it was the only number left. It was the only number left, but, you know, I kind of think of it. I like that number, you know. The Rocket Richard had it in Montreal, and a lot of good players wore that, so, you know, I'm pretty comfortable with that number. And a guy by the name of Gordie Howe wore that number, too. It's not bad. Eric, thanks a lot. Thank you very much. All right, Eric Perrin, our guest here at the conclusion of our first intermission. We've got all the play-by-play of the second period. That's up next on Metro Sports and the Kansas City Blades Radio Network.
Keep the change.
Enjoy your flight.
Buy your Blades Hockey lower level season ticket and get a free round trip to one of 18 cities coast to coast. Our Pucks and Planes offer will put a smile on your face. Call 84-BLADE today to get your hockey season off to a flying start, and have an ice day.
Technology makes the world go round. Don't be left behind.
Get the kind of high-tech training employers want now. Kansas City, Kansas Area Vocational Technical School offers hands-on training in over 20 different skill areas. Employers call daily for AVTS graduates. You can be job ready in a few weeks or a few months. AVTS will customize a program for you. Earn the power of technology today. Call 596-5500. AVTS, where careers begin.
And welcome back to Kemper Arena, just underway here in the second period. 1-1 our score. The Blades and Houston Aeros going at it here tonight. Kansas City, the midst of a 4-game homestand. As we pointed out earlier, Orlando comes to town on Wednesday night, followed by the Utah Grizzlies on Friday. Let's look at the Chili's first period statistical information brought to you by Chili's, where they grill like no place else.
Kind of an instant replay of last night, Bob. The shots pretty even. Face-offs won. Blades were dominating last night as well. No action in the power plays, and the penalties relatively few. Big story, though, is the Blades and how they've been playing the body in the first period, staying even with the Houston Aeros, and much of it is a result of that guy, David Ling.
Now Kansas City with the puck. The team still 4 aside. There's minor penalties dealt late in the period to Cerrone and Wiseman. Houston with the puck in their own zone. Valisevic took a pretty good whack from Mulhern as he dropped the puck off, and Jeff Torrey will feed it far side. Aeros on the move. Sloan at center, ran into traffic. Now following up Mark Lamb ahead to Sloan. He scooped it into the zone. Valisevic taken to the boards by Trevor Sherbin, far corner. The puck dug free, and Mark Lamb for Houston plays it on to the point to Jeff Torrey, and a shot right on. Oben the save, the rebound. They jam at it in front of the net. It's underneath the sprawled out Kansas City netminder, and boy, he has been very, very solid. And as you pointed out earlier, Kenny, very confident between the pipes in his debut in a Blades uniform.
Well, he's relaxed. That's the one thing that I've noticed. You remember last year when Saleko came up and impressed in his first few outings, and Doug Sotard had to go and have a little chat with the youngster after a little while and tell him to settle down and get his composure. Well, Oben looks like so far that he doesn't or isn't going to require a little chat from Doug Sotard or that man, Paul McLean.
Now Paul Dick right off the face-off with a shot that hit Firschweiler's stick, glances off over the crossbar. High off the glass as the Blades, meanwhile, up with a puck. Here's Cerrone stepping inside the line. Tried to send it down low. That's broken up, and Wiseman charges back for Houston across the line to Cam Stewart to Wiseman, right wing circle. A rink wide pass intended for Paul Dick, broken up, and the Blades tap it free to the Houston zone. Now Wiseman up with a puck and a good pass to Stewart. Here's Stewart angling in on the right side, and the feed right in front, and good play by Ratusti to tie up Christian. Now the Blades from center. Cerrone a long shot on net. Rebound. They put it right back in front. Cerrone this time tied up on a good defensive play by Hoggood. And the goaltender Shabbat covers up.
Well, great save starting off the second, but let's take a recap of the first period, Bob. First big goal right on the left side by David Ling off the wing. Great, huge blast just inside the blue line. Fortunately, though, Wise, big saves here, and Oben. Another one from the point, gabbling up all those rebounds. Blades clearing out the front of the net. Of course, Houston had some highlights of their own. Wiseman stealing the puck around the blue line, making a nifty move around Oben. And some saves down at the other end, too. Shabbat looking impressive down there, gathering up all his rebounds.
And now charging in was Pronger, trying to work it on top of Oben. The puck deflecting up into the air, and Oben reaches out, swiping at it, and caught it, and holds on. A faceoff will come to his right with 17:28 to go in the second period of play. The game still even at 1 apiece.
Well, Pronger looks like his brother, doesn't he, with the helmet? He looks like a bottle cap sitting on top of his head.
He is a spitting image of his brother.
You see the stats when we're tied after the first period. Real impressive one, though, is going to see who has the lead going into the third after the second period. That's going to be the telltale sign.
At center, Bonin with the puck for KC to Dodie Wood. He tried to send it through to David Ling. Deflects off the skate, right wing corner. Ling gets to it first. Now Wood takes the pass. Back behind the goal to Ling. Ling fights off a check. Had the puck in his skates for a moment. Now regains control. Right wing corner, dropping it off to Bonin. Bonin bumped there by Mark Freer. Ling joins the traffic again. Now Ling out with the puck. He had Bonin in front. The pass knocked away by Jeff Torrey. Torrey turns, scooped it up the boards, but not out. Now Torrey got it back and swings swings it around far side, and finally the Aeros will just golf the puck the length of the ice, and this will bring about an icing call. We'll break. 16:31 left, second period from Kemper. The Blades and the Aeros are tied at 1-1.
Just take a look, good things are happening. Someone who cares and wants to make it better.
When you subscribe to the Kansas City Star, you take the whole city in your hands. News that spotlights your community with all the information you need to know.
Go on and take the star into your life with all the things we know. We help you make it right. Someone's looking out, someone's here to stay. Just take the star into your life today.
Ward's Outlet World is Kansas City's discount leader in quality name furniture, appliances, and apparel. Outlet World has a huge inventory, with shipments arriving daily. Big selection, big discounts with savings up to 70% off clearance prices on apparel. Only at Outlet World will you find savings from 15 to 70% off original retail prices on major name brands like Simmons, La-Z-Boy, Maytag, and more.
This week, 30% off the already reduced Outlet World price on selected recliners.
Along with Ken Hammond, Bob Kaiser rejoining you at Kemper. I want to welcome those of you tuned in to Blades Hockey tonight down in Warrensburg and Clinton on radio. Of course, our regular radio listening audience on our flagship KCMO. We've got a penalty coming up. It's going to Houston. Gord Krupke is going to go for elbowing, and the Blades, Kenny, will have their first power play chance of the game.
Krupke arguing this one. He just got the elbow up just a little bit on the Blades defender, though, down. I believe it was Perrin as they ran after the puck in the corner. He just got an unsportsmanlike extra 2, so the Blades will be on the PP for 4 minutes now.
So Krupke not happy about the elbowing call, and the referee not happy that Krupke didn't like the elbowing call. Gives him 2 more for arguing.
Gord Krupke, pretty much a career minor leaguer, had many a good season in Adirondack of the American League. Of course, that's the Detroit Red Wings farm team, and Dave Tippett looking in disbelief. I'm sure he's not too happy about the extra 2 that Krupke received.
So 2 for elbowing and a 2-minute unsportsmanlike penalty will give the Blades 4 minutes of power play time here.
Good news, bad news with that, though, Bob, is the first time the Blades lip off, they're going to get one right back. Try and even things up. Look to the Blades to move this puck right into the middle so that Ruud and Ratushny can take over right in the middle part of the blue line.
Puck now into the far corner. The Blades have Perrin, Mulhern, and Trudell up front. Ratushny and Ruud at the points as the Aeros have the puck, however, and send one in on net. Oben the save, and the Blades, Trudell's got the loose puck that marches back. Here's Jean-Guy Trudell, the center ice shot at right wing corner. Perrin charging in there. Wrapped up by Trent Cull. In goes Mulhern to grab the loose puck. Now Mulhern wrapped up, breaks away from Torrey, feeds to the point. Eric Ruud had handcuffed him and goes out to center ice. Now Ruud will play it to Ratushny, back to Eric Ruud out of Colorado College. He stepped into the Houston zone for Mulhern, whose pass was broken up by Brian Wiseman. Wiseman jamming away at the puck, can't clear it. Now Perrin trying to send it into the slot. That's knocked down, but Mulhern follows up. In front shot, Trudell right on. And the pad save made by Shabbat, and Houston will clear the rebound as Ruud goes back to get it. Now a pass skipped over Ratushny's stick. Played away by Cam Stewart. He'll drop it all the way back into his own zone to Hoggood. Again, the penalty clock is not operating right now, but we can tell you there's 2:42 to go. And the Blades power play goes on television. Can follow along up in the upper left-hand corner. For radio, we'll do our best to keep you abreast how much time is left, but the Blades so far have not done anything with it. With 2:25 to go in the 4-minute penalty. Now they give it away. Pronger right in front with a shot. He ripped it over top of the net. Boy, Kansas City not very organized so far in this power play as Ling now drops the puck back into his own zone.
He just set it up behind the net here. Settle things down and come up as a unit. 4 guys abreast and get some speed. Get it inside the zone and set things up.
Here's Ruud to the line, goes wide right, sends the puck around the end boards, left wing corner. Doty Wood let it slide through to the point. Ratushny in control, but a pass will be intercepted. And Houston will jam the puck right back to neutral ice. Now here's Sherbin for Bonin on to Doty Wood with a shot deflecting behind the net. Wood really stepped into his man, Blake Sloan. Sloan wanted a penalty as the puck, meanwhile, sent back into the Kansas City end. Now here's a pass ahead to Trudell. A minute and a half to go in the Blades power play, and Houston takes the puck away again, sends it back to the KC line. Sherbin up with it, the pass to Mulhern. He's tied up, now breaks free, feeds it on the right side to Trudell. He races in front with a pass. It skipped right by Perrin. Left point, Sherbin held it in. Feeds it left wing corner. Here's Trudell with a pass in front. It goes all the way out to center ice, and Ratushny's back to get it with 1:05 remaining in the Houston penalty. 13:22 to go, second period.
Well, they do right to try and take it over to Norm McIver's side, Bob, to gain the zone and take advantage of his side. They don't want to take it over to Sloan. They worked it well down in that left corner and getting it by Norm McIver and getting in front of the net. But so far, a little bit unorganized here in the Blades power play.
And the Blades just called for an icing here. So the play stopped. The face-off to the right of John Sebastian Aubin.
Well, Paul McLean looking up, trying to figure out how much time is left on his power play situation. And just unfortunate. This is where, you know, a guy like Dan Ratushny is good to have out there. He can settle things down, take it back behind the net, set things up, and come up as a unit, as we talked about. And that was about the only effective rush that the Blades had when they finally did do that.
Now here's Cerrone with the puck to Dan Ratushny, racing through the neutral zone. To the line he goes, fed it far side. The Blades with it, send it in wide of the net. Hirschweiler pass that ends up back in the Blades end, and Sherbin retrieves it now for Cerrone. Cerrone dropping it off to Ratushny, cutting it across the line. Now Ratushny feeds it around near corner. Valier after it to Hirschweiler, back to David Valier. His pass knocked away. Valier trying to get at that puck. He was tied up, and Houston's got it. Trent Cull, far corner with 13 seconds to go, shoots the puck all the way down the ice, so Sherbin will go back and play it. So the Blades, I don't think got a shot in those 4 minutes. Is the penalty over now to Gord Krupke, and the Aeros do a great job of killing off the Blades power play. Now Cam Stewart took a pass away in the neutral zone, cutting into the Blades end. Denied on the play by Bilodeau. Look out, Bilodeau teamed up on by the Aeros in front. They knocked the puck away. Here's Wiseman up with it now. He just cuts right in front with a pass, and Stewart missed the tip. As the puck now behind the net. Jeff Christian trying to get free, and they're going to call Sherbin for holding the stick, and Houston will have a power play. So they've got a little momentum, having killed off the Blades 4 minutes worth, and now they themselves will have a chance to break this 1-1 tie. 11:58 to go. It's the second period, and we'll be back for the Houston man advantage after this.
In a world where every second counts, a quick call can make a big difference.
Cordell, I think the safety Bible on the play action.
All right. Thanks, Bob.
That's why now all calls under 30 seconds are free. Introducing Sprint Sense Anytime, where all calls are a dime a minute and calls under 30 seconds are on our dime. Call 1-800-PIN-DROP for Sprint Sense Anytime.
Thanks, Bob.
Our customers are proud of their new Dodge.
This is my Gladstone Dodge.
They got a great deal.
This is my Gladstone Dodge.
From a big selection, this is my Gladstone Dodge. Because we treat our customers like family.
This is my Gladstone Dodge.
This is your Gladstone Dodge. Come in today for outstanding values like this and be a part of the Gladstone Dodge family. This is your Gladstone Dodge.
Trevor Sherbin sits in the old sin bin down below us. A minor penalty for holding the stick. So the young rookie blue liner will cool it off for, we hope, 2 minutes. We don't want Houston to score here, Kenny.
Well, you could hear Christian yelling all the way up here, calling for the hold on the stick. Just got it wedged under his arm.
Now Wiseman walks in front with a pass, and boy, I'll tell you, Christian, I think Eric Rude got a piece of that, Kenny. He had a wide open net. after Wiseman fed him along the right side of the net, and it looked like Ruud reached in with a stick and deflected the shot over the glass and out of play.
Well, I have to keep track of Houston here, Bob, but I think they're starting to get on to Aubin. They're noticing that he's going down and doing a great job of covering low. Wow. Christian had lots of... He had a 4x6 there. Great play by Ruud.
At the right point, Hoggood has the puck, and they set up on the power play, but Wiseman's pass goes out to center ice, so the Aeros will have to clear the zone. Now on the far side, Ferschweiler tying up Mark Lamb. He'll knock the puck into the Kansas City end, and Aubin will scoop it up and hold on. It is still well over a minute of power play time left for the Aeros, as Sherbin, the native of Edmonton, Alberta, was with the Blades towards the end of last season, practiced with them, and played a couple of games.
Getting a good look at Mr. Ruud. Hasn't been very polite to anyone out there. I'm sure he's never heard that one before. And playing very well, though. He's playing steady back there. Typically going against the top lines in each of the games the Blades have played so far. Being paired up with Bilodeau.
Hoggood with the puck now to the far side. Mark Lamb spinning away from Urena to Hoggood to Wiseman to Hoggood, and a shot tipped wide of the net. Rebound, they slip it wide again. Mark Lamb now in the right wing corner. Wiseman has it off to the point. Hoggood a drive, and that deflected wide of the net. Right wing boards, Wiseman off to the point. Hoggood, he walks into the slot right in front with a pass, broken up, but a good play, and Urena will turn and clear the puck into the neutral zone.
Great job by the Blades D, Bob, clearing the front of the net, and each one of those point shots by Hoggood, Aubin could see everything, was able to steer them into the corner.
54 seconds to go in the Kansas City penalty. 10:46 remains, second period. We're still tied at 1, and the Aeros hit the line, and offside goes Stewart on the right wing. And the faceoff moves outside the Blades line.
Well, Stewart, as we talked about, 2 hat-tricks in 2 consecutive games. He's on fire, going for the Cy Young with 7 goals and 1 assist. But pretty effective player. He got in a situation with Boston, Bob, where he was a golden child for a little while, went up and played 20-30 games and just ran into a cold streak, and all of a sudden found himself in the minors and just really didn't adjust to it very well. And next thing he knew, he was out of the organization.